Welcome back to Henry's Garage. In this episode we are back on the Drophead TR7 and we are refurbishing and rebuilding the front brake calipers. So had some trouble getting one of the pistons out and it took me a while to work out the best method, and once I had worked it out it was easy, but it took me 2 days to get there. And then we had some trouble getting the retaining rings back in as well, but you'll hopefully see it all, unless I've lost a lot of the footage, in the following episode. So like, subscribe, comment, thanks for watching, and enjoy the episode. I have purchased a rebuild kit for the brake calipers. It's not arrived yet, but I thought we'd start by trying to strip these down, clean them off a bit. Right, so where are we? So clearly I got this one apart yesterday, and it has been in the cleaner this afternoon, or this morning, to just try to get most of the grease off. I'm now going to wire wheel. This one I left soaking overnight with WD-40 around the piston that wouldn't move, whichever one it was, I can't remember. I think it's this one on the right. No, I think it's probably the one on the left, given what it looks like. Anyway, and now I need to see if I can get that to shift. So this has also been in for washing, cleaning. But okay, so that one moves, and this one still won't. Right, on this one I've just been trying heat and it's hot still. I've tried WD-40 in there, heat, force. I don't know what else to try, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in an electrolysis bath and see if that will actually remove the rust. So there we have it set up in a baby bath. We can see the bubbles here, so hopefully it will all get going. And we'll come back tomorrow and take a look at it. Right, I've taken it apart. I find this the most amazing thing, I always do, but look at how that comes out compared to what it was like going in. So I'm going to clean that off and see if we can get the pistons out now. Right, how am I going to get this out? So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it apart And then just going to put this half in here and try to squeeze it together to push it in, to free it up that way. So we'll try that next. Right, so I've taken it apart. Now I'm just going to see if we can get it to squeeze in a bit. And what I think's happening here is the wood's just giving in on it. So, next thing we're going to try is we're going to try with the press to see if that will move it. Right, if you haven't seen my homemade press before, really what I need to do some alteration so that I can flip this over. No, I leave this the same, but I fix it at the other end, or on a bar which goes up and down. And anyway, for now, I just fix it up like this, and hopefully, so I've got the piston facing up, leaning against this. I'm pushing up from behind, and hopefully we'll have enough force here. We have, it's already gone in. Okay, so the piston's now all the way in. So I know it will move a bit, so I'm now going to try air to see if it will come out again. Right, I can't quite work this out. So the fact is I managed to push it further in. Okay, so I was expecting at least to blow out that far again, but nothing. Okay, all of the pressure is going on to this side. And I guess I'm thinking that probably means, I wonder if that means that the airway is blocked in some way. The airway, the fluid way, the pipe, and that it's, you know, because it goes down and it must come across to one side and across to the other. Yeah, and I think it's here. I need to look inside, but there's somewhere wherever there's a seal is where it will be coming across, and it will be coming to the other side. All right, and it just seems strange to me that that would appear to be free, and yet the one straight here isn't. Okay, you are looking at, hopefully, a TR7 caliper on a Ford Focus brake system. So, because I can't get it off, I've been unable to break it loose. What I've done is I've taken the front brake off the Ford. I fitted the TR7 one. I've used the Ford rather than the MG because the Ford is metric. So that's screwed on. I'm now going to go press the pedal and we'll see if the hydraulic system gives us any movement. To press the pedal 3 times there. Ah, yes, and it has done. Excellent. Right, hopefully from there, I wonder if it'll come further. I'm going to press it again to see if it comes all the way to touching. That was 2 more pumps there. Yeah, that's as far out as it'll go because it's now touching against here. Good. Right, so excellent. Next step. So it took me 2 days to work out I could do that approach, and I just need to get both out. I haven't actually turned my air compressor on. I'm hoping there's just enough pressure in there to pump these out now. That sounded like it did something. Yeah, so they're both out. So I'm going to take it apart and see if I can pull them both completely out. it's out. So what I noticed was that because of the way I'd had the clamp on, it was slightly angled. So I used the clamp to straighten it out again, and then, as I'd been trying before with these, I did one side and then the other and just slowly rocked it forward and out it came. So it didn't actually take that long, just a bit of patience, and there we have it. So question will be whether these are usable at all, but I'm going to assume for now that they are. I'm going to I'm going to give this one a bit of a wire wheel on the outside and maybe a bit in here. Then I've got a honer which is really for pistons, you know, for cylinders, so it's a bit too deep probably for this, but I was going to try to just give this a quick hone and see what they look like having done that. So I'll wire wheel it and then we'll have a look. This is my honing tool, and these are just too big for here, so we're not going to hone it out with that. I'm going to clean it off just with some WD-40, and then we'll have a look at it and see what we think. Right, both of these seem okay. This is from the piston that was the one that was bad. So below the seal, the ring that goes in here, so there were two, it actually looks pretty good. So it's only the edge here that actually looks bad on both of them. Everything else is rust free and clear. So I mean, this is the worst of all of them, and there's no pitting or anything in there. So I am going to, for the purpose of this, assume they're good. Which means the next thing I'm going to do is rust converter. So here they are. I've put in the bleed nipples and the bits coming in so that those areas are covered and nice and secure. I've covered up the mating areas, and I've just put the pistons back in with one rubber seal around them just to protect it so that we don't get stuff going down into the bore. So now I'm going to paint them. I'm going to rust convert them. So the calipers have had 2 coats of paint on this side, and I'm going to leave those to dry overnight, and I'll flip them over and give it 2 coats on the other side as well tomorrow. So this morning my caliper rebuild kit arrived, which is here. Okay, so what have we got? We've got 4 pistons in here. Good. And what have we got in here? Okay, so we've got some silicone grease. Oh, that's interesting. We've got 4 rings. I don't know what those are for. And 1, 2... do these all look the same, or are these different? Okay, so some of these are solid, and so as you can see here, some are solid and some are not. So those will be the upper rings. These here are the lower seals. In here we've got 2 bleed nipples. I guess these are covers for those, and these will be the for inside, the seals for inside the pistons. So I can understand how this goes in here, good, and I understand how this one would go in further down, like that, but I don't know where this goes. Unless perhaps it's meant to come out of here. That's the most sensible thing. Right, I'm going to see if I can force that out. Okay, so I've just taken the one out. I'll show you how I did it on this one. It's really simple enough. I just carefully, you can see where the edge is. There we go, so they come out easily enough, in fact. So I'll need to run a bit of wire wheel sandpaper around here just to clean that off on all of them. And right, so the only bit that's now worrying me a little bit, so that just seems far too big to squeeze in there. No, I mean, there's just no way that goes in. Right, I tried installing these yesterday. I got nowhere, so they've been in the freezer overnight to try to shrink them down. It's not done it. Triumph, why couldn't you have done something easier? How is there always one bit that simply will not go in? Okay, there you go, we've got one in. Nice and flush, fine. So that's good. So it takes a bit of force. We're going to try the others now. Those are all now in. So there's 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is the one I had the most trouble with, and you can see it is flush, but I'm just a bit worried about it being a bit bent here. So we'll see when it comes to putting in the seals. So I'm going to clean them again first with some WD-40. And then some air. So let's go to right, I just noticed my camera had been knocked off what I was doing, so I don't know how much I've videoed, but I've been struggling trying to get these seals in here for a while, and I decided that actually it's meant to go in with the ring, so I've been popping them out, and it took me a while to get to this stage, but so that's one, that's done. Right, this is the only one where it's not in properly because I did it the other way. Okay, so that's all 4 of them done. Now, next bit is the inside seals that came in the pack are just much too big, as you can see. So I'm going to use the old ones, which fit in perfectly. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and so now should be a case of just putting it all back together. Do you know what comes before putting it back together? Sticking in the pistons. I'm going to stop the episode here. I'm just going to touch up the paint, which got a bit scuffed. And the paper's in there to protect the pistons and stuff, and we've got the old bleed valves and the old connectors in at the moment, so just to protect all of that. So yeah, so we'll give that another coat, and that should be fine. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next episode of Henry's Garage.